Okay, so I'm going to just give a little tutorial here. I've had a lot of questions arise recently about the Enfront, as well as the Martin, which is the Doom. And I personally have a lot of suspicion about the Call of Duty when it comes to these fakes that are being done. But I guess first of all, I'll go with the main piece that there's a lot of questions I had asked to me about the boxes and did these come with boxes, and the answer is yes, they did. This here is the box that was the box holding the fake on front. It's a really high quality box, I mean, it looks used, it looks damaged, sort of what you'd expect from a watch that's 4 years old. It's got the to me, I cannot tell the difference between the real and the fake box, other than on the real box there was the signatures by Lisa and Thomas from Enfront. I don't believe that every real legitimate Enfront has a signature on it. However, mine did come with that. The other, again, if you put these boxes side by side, they're identical. They are, you just can't tell the difference between the two. I also, when I purchased the watch from Enfront, I purchased a few watches directly from Enfront. It comes with a letter of authenticity. It's signed, so you can see here that the Enfront wishes you lots of joys with this limited edition Enfront G-Shock number 1 of 50, and it's signed by Thomas and it's signed by Lisa. In fact, I would even go as far as to say, guys, I got asked a lot of questions, and I don't really want to go and touch on who sold me these watches, because that's not my intentions. I know for a fact that the reseller that actually sold me this watch had no idea that the watch itself was a fake. And it's an unfortunate situation, and I think that that's what's happening right now in G-Shock, that there's obviously high demand for these collaboration pieces. There's high prices. I am a person that 100% supports custom watches. I find that there's an art form in them. They're beautiful. However, I think that there are a handful of, clearly people that are very high-end customizers that have gone to, I'll say the dark side, and converted to taking legitimate collaboration pieces and, making a lot of money off of them, because this is $100 watch or a $200 watch that's selling for, thousands upon thousands of dollars because it's the Enfront. As you can see here, the main differences between the fake and the legitimate, and just so you know, I've actually sent pictures of this and spoken to Thomas directly at Enfront. He did confirm that the unit on the right is a fake. So, but the main thing that you can see here is there's a slight color discoloration. And again, if you didn't have a real Enfront like the one here on the left, you wouldn't know. In a million years, you wouldn't put these together and see that they're not real, or that, sorry, this one on the right is not real. You can tell that the unit on the right, the triangles, or not the triangles, but the small squares here. The biggest difference is the color. They're quite a bit lighter. The Enfront is also quite a little bit lighter. On the other side, it's the same thing. You've got this color discrepancy between the two. It's quite glaring. This piece here, the one on the left that is the legitimate piece, a lot of people ask me, why is the keeper facing in the wrong direction? This is the number 1 unit of 50. It was the display unit in the store, and as the watch was displayed like this, the people at Enfront chose to turn the keeper the opposite direction in order for better coverage on the display. But if you look at the two keepers, that's one of the most glaring differences. You can see that they're just different color. Different ways that you reflect them, you'll see it differently. Again, the most glaring difference, the back, I'll again keeping in mind that the number 1 piece is the legitimate piece. You know, it's a very standard black plate with a small engraving in it. On this side, you can see the 43. The 4 just is not quite right. There's something wrong with that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but again, the video doesn't do it as much justice as it does in person. I personally have only seen one watch. Just before I get into that, actually, again, going to the biggest thing that I noticed with the fakes on these higher end pieces, let me just make sure, is it's almost, and I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but again, keeping in mind that this unit on the right that I'm touching right here is the legitimate unit. Let me do this differently, actually. The top watch strap is the legitimate watch strap. So again, the color differences are glaring, but the top piece is, you can almost tell that it's like a sticker. And someone told me that's because they're heat pressed, so it doesn't feel like it's printed, whereas that bottom piece is more like it's been printed on, and you can see a little bit of running in the corners. So that's something to look out for, guys. This en front is by far the most amazing fake I've ever seen. It's just really well done. Probably a reflection of the prices that people can that they can be marked up on. I also was fortunate enough, and again, I mean, this depends who you ask, but I've got a story from a very good friend of mine that sold me this. This is the Martin, the Doom. I was actually told there was only one of these made. Now, again, that story obviously changed. A lot of people started saying, no, there was more than one made. I bought the prototype directly from Martin. And sorry, I just dropped the case there. And, you know, it's funny because if you take the fake... And a lot of people have said to me, you know, the fake looks better than the real, and it's quite frankly, it is true. But, you know, again, this is, had this just been a simple custom piece, I'd say I love it. But you've taken a watch, the bottom one is fake. You've taken a watch that's very expensive, that was never released, that the designer did not want to push through with the design, which is the top piece there, and you've made it fakes. And again, the information that I was given when I purchased this watch as a prototype and as a watch that was never released is that the designer didn't want the watch. I shouldn't say a prototype. This was the first watch, and the other ones were never made. I guess that is a prototype. But, you know, again, you've got... there's glaring differences here. This, as you can see, take the yellow flower there and compare the yellow flower to this flower. It's much smaller. The fake is much smaller. The colors are obviously very vibrant. And the color differences. The other thing too, because the watch was never released, it never came with a box. The fake, all of a sudden there's this beautiful box, which again, I mean, is spectacular, but it doesn't exist. So anyone, I mean, I'm going to make a bold statement here, and anyone say that has got a Martin with a box has a fake. I mean, again, these were never released. So all of the pictures that I've seen other than my real one that are out on the internet right now are of pieces like this that are very bright in color and very vibrant. You know, it's just very unfortunate, guys. I'm going to make a statement here, and I've never done this publicly, but, you know, I've got issues with the Call of Duty. I've got multiple Call of Duties, and, you know, again, I don't know enough about the process of how these are made, but what I do know is I've got 2 Call of Duty whites right here that are different colors. You know, you've got a black that is a very dark black, and then you've got a black over here that is of, you know, they're clearly different colors. You know, there's something wrong with G-Shock right now, that there's not a better way to gauge what's real and what's not. I don't know what the future is, but these basic watches that are, you know, obviously very high in demand, that are coming from, but that only have custom straps. In my opinion, they have to go because they're too easy to fake. But, you know, again, I'm not going to say that this Call of Duty is fake because I don't have the proper information and the proper intel to go which one is real and which one isn't. However, what I will say is these are two very different watches with two very different, prints on them. And to me, just logic would dictate that one of these must not be real. And, that's a very sad future. I've done this video at the request of the G-Shock Collectors Group. I will probably end up posting this or being requested to post this in other groups. And, here's the challenge, guys, is that it's, you've got, an awesome company, an awesome brand, you've got awesome collectors from all over the world that love this watch. But the reality is, and I've spoken to a lot of collectors, and I'm in a lot of different groups and speak to a lot of different people, and this reflects so poorly, not only on G-Shock, but on the customization. And unfortunately, a lot of these are coming from Thailand. I personally love Thailand, and I hope this doesn't come across as me being negative about Thailand at all, because it's one of the greatest countries in the world. It's just unfortunate that right now a lot of collectors on the international market are very scared and skeptical about buying, not only any watch that's a simple customization or collaboration like these are, but any watch coming out of Thailand right now. It's sad. I've also heard rumors of the Gundam as being faked before it even releases. It's incredible. Guys, I don't know what the solution is. I've told Tom I'm not going to sit here and tell the story of who I bought this from, because frankly I don't think that benefits anybody. Well, it probably would benefit some people, but I'm not interested in being the one that gives that information out. I think most people that are in the G scene know who this is. Just so you guys know, these are so good that sometimes I have to look at the back plate just to see which number is real and which one's not. That's how good these are. But again, the fake Aunt Front came with a complete set. These watches, the two fake Aunt Front and the Doom, came from the same reseller in Thailand. Again, I don't want to say that this is a problem that's only affecting Thailand, because it's not. It's affecting the whole world. But in this instance, these two particular watches that are both fake, that have both been confirmed faked by the designers, were sold to me through a reseller in Thailand. I have given the information of who that reseller is to Tom and to the admin of the G-Shock Collectors Group. I don't wish to publicly bash anybody, so I'm not going to go down that road. It's unfortunate, guys, but there you have it. I've unfortunately heard a lot of others, that have come up, and a lot of other collectors that have been affected by this, in particular with the Doom. So I don't know what we can do as a group and as a community to try and, stop this from happening, guys. But, I'm a big advocate of G-Shock, and right now I don't want to purchase anymore. I'm very intimidated because I don't see what the solution to this is. I don't see, there's always, just like in sneakers, and someone said that to me, when things get popular, like Jordan shoes did, or, the LeBron shoes did, you start to get people that take advantage of that and that make fakes. And maybe that's just a part of the, the industry and a change that's happening in the industry. I don't know. But for me, it's very discouraging being a collector that's, obviously invested a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of energy, into creating a collection. It's discouraging, and I don't think anybody wins when fakes are being made. And it's not, in a lot of cases, this isn't blame the reseller and try and get your money back from the reseller, because most resellers don't have these stocks. They aren't collectors. They've gone out and purchased these watches from somebody else, and they've been, they've also been bamboozled. They've also been, taken advantage of. And I'm sitting here now speaking to the reseller that sold me these, and it's a tough spot because he didn't make a lot of money off this. I bought this watch for $5,500. I bought this one for, about $2,500 US. And I'm sitting here in a position where I'm going to ask him for that money back. Well, he's not the one that got all the money. The person the person that's benefiting from this and profiting from it is the people that are producing these. And, that's a bit of a sad story. I don't know. I've gone on for 15 minutes here, so I'm going to wrap this up, guys. But I don't know what the solution is right now. For me personally, I'm taking a step back and just sort of observing, because I am very skeptical about buying any watches that aren't coming directly from Casio, and it's an unfortunate thing. So, as I'll direct this at the G-Shock Collectors Group, awesome group. I'm very happy to be back in it. I'm very blessed to be in the group and to be able to showcase my collection, and I'm also honored to be able to at least try to help you guys and maybe educate some people so that they don't go through the same unfortunate events that I have, which is buying a fake watch it's a gut check. It hurts you. It's sad, but I really look forward to and know that the admin of G-Shock Collectors has a zero tolerance policy towards fakes in the groups and in your guys' selling groups, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what measures you guys are going to put in place to make sure this doesn't happen to somebody else. God bless, guys. Love you all. Still a huge fan of G-Shock collecting. I hope nobody loses that passion and that drive, because we're a small international group and we have to look out for one another. And just love you guys all and wish nothing but the best for everybody. And we'll be in touch soon. God bless.